cheers. When you count your time, right? When you start researching the topic of your podcast or your blog or your video, maybe you need to interview some people, you need to read about it, then you need to craft your message, you need to write down what you're going to say, have a structure, and then you need to publish, use tools to publish. So all of this is minimum, 2 to 3 hours to build a piece of content that you want to make sure that as many people as possible, hi Arita, can read or consume, right? So what you're going to be doing is like, I'm going to take my piece of signature content, which is like your core content, the thing that makes you an expert, and you're going to dispatch it on social media. Usually you're going to take the link of your blog or your podcast and say, hey, here's my new podcast, it's about this, go and do it. And then not a lot of people are going to go because it's just one shot. So who wants, multiple lives for their core content, whether it's a podcast, it's a blog, or it's a video platform? In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 tips on how you can give multiple lives to your core content. So what is core content? First, right? Because I meet a lot of clients when we start coaching one-on-one. I say, where do you publish your content? And they're like, social media. But where is the core signature content? Where, if I want to know what you're about, where do I go? So for example, for me, you go to my YouTube channel or to my Facebook Live, because this is really my core channel where I share all my expertise, I help you and everything. This is how when you meet me the first time, you're gonna get to see right now how I can help you. So for you in your business, where do people go to learn about your expertise and how you can help them? So that's why I say that you need your signature content. So think about it. Maybe you already have one of those, or maybe you want to decide, where do I build my signature content? And I'm going to be using the social media platforms to promote that signature content. And then, so that's number 1. Number 2, when you're about to talk, about how to promote my podcast on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, the thing is that you're probably going to get a link, and you're going to link the post that you do to the podcast, to the blog article. But there is a policy or a price to pay. Facebook, Instagram, and any other platforms, they want people to stay on their platform. So if you put a link most of the time and do the test to do it yourself and check it out, they're going to restrict your reach unless you have a huge page with lots of traffic. But they're going to show it to less people because they take for granted that you should be doing an ad, a link ad or traffic ad, so that more people read your blog, listen to your podcast, or watch your videos. So this is why you see often people say, hey, if you want, so they kind of do a post about what the podcast is about and give me 3 reasons why I should be listening to your podcast. And if you want to listen to it, just grab the link in the comment below. Like in this video here, I'm going to say, grab the link in my bio for my new checklist. I've done a checklist for them. That's why it's just an example. Or grab the link below in the comments. So that's why, it's to avoid that Facebook or LinkedIn or any other platforms, when they kind of punish you if you send people outside of their platforms, there are tricks that you can send people to your link by displaying the link somewhere else. And I want you to test it, right? You test it in the copy directly of your post, and then maybe the following week or for 3 weeks in a row, and then the next 3 weeks, do it by placing the link somewhere else, or by even telling people, if you want to listen to my podcast, Google Angelique Binet podcast social media love. So that what it gives you is that it gives you ranking on Google. The more people, especially if you have a big audience, it's a good trick to kind of work the algorithm on Google. The more people are looking for your podcast directly through the Google search, and it helps you to rank. The last thing I want to spend time, and this is where, I built the checklist for you, but I'm going to be talking about the magic of repurposing one piece of core content, which whether it's a podcast, a video, or an article, a blog article. So what you're going to be doing is that usually when you build an article, when you create an article or a blog or a podcast, you usually articulate your message around 3 to 5 points, right? So imagine this, 3 to 5 points, and most of people do, they check the link to their blog and say, hey, here's my blog, go and read it. Do you think I'm gonna read it? Probably not, unless I'm a groupie. But if you come back the next day with one point of that blog, and you tell me read it out of the full blog there. Like what I mean by this is that you check 3 or 5 important topics that are the content, like that build the content of your blog or your podcast, and you create content out of it. And each time, whether it's an image post, a video post, or a quote that is taken from the blog or from the podcast, you link back to your core content. So again, when you link back, you can tell people if it's in a video, well, grab the link here or there, or if it's by written, you're going to say the link is in the comment below, or search on Google, this and this and that, right? So there are different ways. So people won't really notice that it's the same blog, overwhelmed with content, right, on social media. So come back at me multiple times, and I'm going to show you how you can do this in a very systematic way, so that your piece of content, which is the core one, the signature piece, has at least between 30 to 90 live, okay? And if you produce evergreen content, which means that something that is not time sensitive, it means that the best performing post of that month, you can reschedule it in 3 months, or maybe for next year. So you're gonna start to harvest the best post about the one core content you are promoting, and then keep it for the next quarter or the next year, because it's recyclable, like it's repurposable, right? And then it changes everything, because we spend so much time crafting our signature content where we share the best of what we have to offer to our audience, the people we want to help. Then, it's so sad just to say it once and then it's gone, right? So here's how I do it. Usually, and in the checklist, it's more detailed, but usually for one piece of core content, so for me, it's YouTube channel. Once a week, I have a tutorial on YouTube. I'm going to do at least 10 posts. So the first one is going to be a short extract of the video, like 30 seconds, for example. And at the end, I'm going to add check for more on my YouTube channel. And I'm going to put the name on my YouTube channel. Then I'm going to do an image of me and the title of the YouTube video, and then a text telling people 3 reasons why they should be watching the video, what they're going to learn. Then I'm going to do stories for Facebook. I'm going to do stories for Instagram. I'm going to take a few quotes, and I'm going to post them as quotes. I'm going to do memes. I'm going to do poll. I'm going to do filling the blank type of post. All of these around the topic of my core content of the week. So listen to me. In that checklist, I'll give you 10 ways to promote your blog or your podcast. But let's say that you do a video of 30 seconds. Like you literally take your video that is already there. Like for me, it's already a video. 30 seconds, I'm going to make it landscape, square, and vertical. So that's 3 posts, right? And I'm probably going to use the same copy. I'm just not going to post it the same week. I'm going to spread it out, right? So I want you to think that way. I'm going to build one piece of core content a week. And out of this, I'm going to do a minimum of 10 type of posts. And for each of posts, you're going to question the thing. Could it be in another format, the same post within another format? So maybe from a landscape image, it could be a square image, or a kind of a full length image, and that's 3 posts. Sometimes it's just that kind of diversify your content and always goes back to your core content. So download the checklist. I think the post, so if you're on Instagram, just send me a DM. I'll send it to you through DM. And here on YouTube and on LinkedIn and on Facebook Live, I'm going to actually put the link soon around this video. If you watch the replay, it should be there. And then I wanted to tell you that if you want more of this, we have a community of learning on Facebook. It's a Facebook group called Attract your ideal client with Facebook and Instagram. So you feel free to join us, because this is where I do more micro courses in there, and I could answer more of your questions. If you have a question on this video, you let me know in the comments below. In the meantime, I hope I helped you, and thank you so much for being with us during this social media love show. I'm gonna show to our friends here on Instagram what it looks like on YouTube. Yay! Okay, bye.